Hey everybody, Sam Utari here. New day, different t-shirt, woo! I did this recording before, but there was like a lot of issues with it, and the audio ended up slowing down, so I'm like, I want to tell you about my new playthrough. It was awful, I was just listening to it, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta do it again. So anyways, I have a lot of good news for you. One is that I am now using a new program called Camtasia Studio, and this one is a really good program because what it does is it separates my audio, and it also separates my audio from my video, which means my webcam video is one place, the audio is another place, and then you have the actual like video overlay, which is in another place, and so it really shows me where everything's kind of placed. Now, as you know, we were having some audio problems, whereas I would play the game and the game would like fast forward, and so the audio was actually someplace else. You know, it was like way farther behind in the past from where I actually was in the game. And in AVS, which is what I was using before, there was that issue that I couldn't match up the audio with the video because I tried. I would speed it up and then I would slow it down, but for some odd reason it was always 1 second faster or 1 second slower, like no matter what I did. But here in Camtasia, because I can see like where all three things are, I can actually just literally just drag them and match them up. So now I won't have to manually put in the game sound where I think they're supposed to appear. Now I'll actually be able to just match it up, and you can hear me slash the grass, and you can hear me beat up the bad guys, and you can hear me die a lot. Speaking of dying a lot, I've actually been sick. Sorry, I've been holding in that cough for a while. I've actually been sick, and I'm like a billion times better than what I was, but I was really, really terrible. So anyway, I've been really, really sick, and so that's why I've been absent, because I've been basically laying in bed, dying, and when I'm not laying in bed, I've also been moving to a new apartment. Thus, new apartment. I mean, you wouldn't know, you haven't seen my old one, but this is a new apartment. So I've actually been moving, which is also to blame for my absence, so I am really sorry about that. I will be making more Link's Awakening soon. I actually have a special for you guys called 3.5, which basically just shows you how much I die, and how I got stuck, and I kept walking back and forth and didn't know where to go. And that one will not be done in Camtasia. It's like my last video that'll probably be done in AVS, because it has like all the transitions I want. Occasionally I think I'll probably do things only in AVS if there's certain things I want to do with it, because it does have a lot more transitions, it does have a lot more tools that I like to use. It's just the fact that the audio screws up and I can't like transition between the two. I can't do some things in AVS and move it over to Camtasia, which is really depressing. Anyway, so now to the main point of this video. I am doing a new playthrough. I've been in a Pokemon craze lately. I've been playing my white version every day, trying to fill up the Pokedex and whatnot. So I'm back in this Pokemon craze, and because of that, I decided to do a brand new playthrough. I know I promised Pokemon Red to everybody, but anyways, we'll get to that. I promised Pokemon Red, but the thing is I run this group on Facebook called Pokepimps. It used to be called Pokepimps for Life, but it's Pokepimps, and it's all my local friends from home who still play Pokemon. And I started this group, and there's a girl in there named Elizabeth, and basically one day she's like, oh, you want to know of some good Pokemon ROMs? I'm like, yeah. And she introduced me to Pokemon Brown. Now the thing is, I don't really know much about this game. When you research it, it really doesn't tell you very much. It just tells you what's been updated and what's been changed. But as far as like storyline and everything else, you don't really get much info on it. But anyways, she told me about Pokemon Brown. She said it was a really great game. She said that she fell in love with this storyline, with this game in general. And she said that I could go to the Facebook page. So I went to the Facebook page, and I was looking it up, and all I saw was so much positive feedback on this game. Like, all the people on there are pure fans. They're really excited about this game. They love it. Some people are just getting into it and already love it. Like, I can't even explain to you the excitement, the air of excitement around this game in itself. So, I wrote down some facts that I know about the game. The game was actually originally created as a sequel to a ROM called Pokemon, which is like a mature rated ROM, which I'm gonna have to find that, and if it's viewable, like if it's appropriate for YouTube, I might actually play it if it's still available, just because it sounds really funny. But Pokemon Brown, I think, began as a sequel to Pokemon by Koolboyman. That's the guy that creates it. So it's by Koolboyman, and so it began as a sequel to Pokemon, but in turn, it ended up being its own game. It takes place 5 years after the events of Red. Some of the maps have been changed. There's new areas. Yeah, it takes place in the region of Region, which is spelled R-I-J-O-N, so it's the region of Region. Ha 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 ha. If you didn't think that funny, then you're just a jerk. No, I'm just kidding. So anyways, it takes place in the region of Region. Basically, as I said, because it takes place in a new region, there's new places to explore, new people. So far, the map, as far as I've seen, since I already have part 1 already recorded, as far as I've seen, the layout for the region is actually pretty simple. It's pretty simplistic. You know, right now it's basically just been north, south, and a cave. You know, I mean, there's nothing too fancy. But the layout of the villages, I guess you can call them, since this is on an island. Spoiler. Since this is on an island, the layout is pretty simple, but it does have some structure to it. You know, there are buildings, there are fences, there are gardens. There's obviously a lot of work placed into this, and the mechanics of the game work a little differently. You know, you get your Pokedex a lot faster than you normally would. The only tall grass areas I've seen so far have been blocked by trees that you have to cut. I'm not sure how fast you get HMO1, but we'll just have to see. I'm trying to think. Like, instead of a Pokemon Professor, you have a Pokemon Tutor of the island. You have not met any of the original characters so far. You get to name your own character. Your rival's name is Mora. The Pokemon Tutor's name is Tim. I'm assuming that's Koolboyman's real name, but I don't know. Anyways, so, and the Pokedex currently goes to 220. Now, this runs on the Classic Red server, and so this is kind of the thing that's really cool about it. It runs off of the Classic Red ROM. You need a Classic Red ROM to use in order to apply the IPS patch to actually play this game. So the Pokedex goes up to 220. So they've taken the sprites from Gold and Silver and added them into this game, you know, taking away their color, taking away some of the detail to make it look like it is actually from the Red era. And the cool thing about it is that all the starting Pokemon, like Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur, those Pokemon have actually updated sprites, but they keep their original Pokedex entries. Now, I'm recording this after I already played part 1, so when I'm playing part 1, I'll be like, what? They did this? What? You know? And I guess according to the updates, that there's new post-content for after you beat the Elite Four, but that's not really all that important at the moment, at least not to me. So yeah, let's see here. I'm trying to think. Okay, so Koolboyman obviously began Pokemon Brown a long time ago. Hold on, sorry about that. Sorry, my ending, my outro started before my actual, thing was done. I wasn't done talking yet, Camstasia, damn you. Anyway, so Pokemon Brown was actually in the works for a long time, and since Brown had such a good rating about it, the guy that actually, Koolboyman, actually started working on a game called Pokemon Prism, which I assume to be a sequel to Pokemon Brown. It runs off the Gold and Silver ROM, which is what I've been seeing at least, and it, of course, expands upon that universe as well, which is really cool. But Prism has been 3 years in the making. It started in 2010. It's supposed to be released in December of 2013, but it's been pushed back before, so no one really knows. Right now, it does have a beta, and the beta runs up to, like, the first 4 gym leaders. So, I mean, obviously, a game that has a beta that's been 3 years in the making, and people cannot wait for this game, you know, because Brown was so good, I really hold it with high expectations, you know? Because when you get nothing but 100% pure, you know, positive feedback, it has to be, like, 100% amazing, otherwise, you know, you wouldn't get that type of feedback. You would have people going, well, it was okay, but I haven't even seen someone saying it was okay. So, yeah, so pardon me if I'm, like, more critical of this game, you know, but the thing is, like I said, 100% positive feedback. Obviously, there might be some things wrong with it, but no one really wants to admit it, so, I mean, 100% positive feedback, unless there is absolutely nothing wrong with this game, and it is not glitchy, like, whatsoever, Like, I'm gonna be more critical of it. I am gonna look at it and be like, well, they could have done this better, they could have done this better. But I don't want to get too far into this without, playing it, more of it, and having you guys see the first episode. So anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Anyways, thanks for watching this introductory video to me actually going to start playing Pokemon Brown. I hope you enjoy these Pokemon playthroughs. I am very much looking forward to them because Pokemon is like one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. Anyways, hit the like button if you'd like to see more. Hit the subscribe button. I always love meeting new people. I like to know that people are watching my videos because it makes me feel loved. So give a like and a subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next video no matter what. I'm so much looking forward to this. But yeah, definitely connect with me online, see what I'm up to, and I will see you guys in the next episode. This is Samatari out. I can actually start seeing you now. This is Samatari out, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.